Hello, welcome. I want to welcome you to this beautiful day. I want to first of all start by blessing you because this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will both rejoice and be glad in it. So, last week I promised that I was going to share something. It's going to be a series on magnesium. This is because as I mentioned in that message, I've been having some cravings and I went through a lot. I am willing to share. So, uh, you all have heard me say countless numbers of times that I have been menopausal, perimenopausal for a couple of years now. Yes, and my experiences has been nothing short of truly an experience, a divine experience. And honestly, uh, the resources that I get, the resources I'm able to use have been phenomenal. God has been awesome in teaching me what to do in this season of my life. So last week, I started to have a lot of cravings, and then I would look for healthier alternatives to these cravings. But somehow, I noticed that I have not had um, some of the things that I used to in a long while. And by the time I started to have cravings, based on my background, I already knew that my magnesium level was low, but I didn't think about it at the time. So I also have not had a flow, a menstrual flow, for the past 4 months. And so I started to notice that it was a struggle. It was a struggle for that flow to come on. And one thing that helped me in this last couple of weeks has been to increase my intake of magnesium, as I mentioned. So before I tell you what I did, let me share with you some of the things that this key micronutrient will do for you. If it is absent in a person's body, your body is going to have a lot of symptoms ranging from headaches, cramps. You also have pain. Yes, inability to manage pain will also be there. High blood pressure, dysfunction, sexual dysfunction as well. Infertility can also emanate from a deficiency of magnesium, amongst so many other things. So, now that I've said that and gotten it out of the way, let me also let you know that the intake of magnesium rich foods is key. So you want to always make sure that you're not going overboard, because an overdose of magnesium, especially for those of you who will be getting it as supplements and then as in your foods, you want to make sure that you're not overdosing yourself, because it's also going to be detrimental. However, I know that in this present day and age, many people have a deficiency of magnesium. The reason why we see a lot of the health challenges that we note with many people. Some of the sicknesses and diseases that we find these days are likely as a result of magnesium deficiency. So, in my experience, I started to have my flow started to show up, but for weeks it came up as spotting, and I started to have this cramp. I started to have cravings. I started to have pains, and yet the period will not show up. So I decided to improve my magnesium intake. So foods that are rich in magnesium, and what I saw 2 days after shocked me. My flow came up painless, came up smooth, started out with dark colors, which showed that it had been there struggling for days, and it started into bright reddish color, which is what you want as a woman. So, and then I also noticed that my bowels, I was able to also move my bowels easily. I started to have less of constipation and the likes, which was a problem because even though I had been hydrating regularly and efficiently, I still had constipation. But I was able to manage these things once I was able to correct a simple magnesium deficiency. So, as I promised, in the coming days, I will be sharing with you things about magnesium and foods that we can increase in our diets that will help us manage our symptoms into getting healing and finding balance. I love you, and I'll see you in the coming days. Blessings.